Hello and good morning, my electrolytes. How you doing today? Now, today's video is going to be an exciting one, and it might make you slam your fist down on the desk in anger from what she says. I'm going to go after Marina Shut Up. If you don't know Marina Shut Up, she's a popular feminist YouTuber like Lacey Green here on YouTube. I'm going to go after her video, why are Trump supporters overreacting? With a title like that, you can expect some bias. You can expect some bias, man. So let's take a look at her video and let's respond to every single thing that she says in the video. Let's go, guys.
At the time of filming this video, it's January 5th, which means that Trump becomes president in 14 days, 11 hours, and 46 minutes. But who's counting?
I can't wait to see what Trump's going to do in the White House. You know, like every other American here, to be honest, I didn't vote for Trump or Hillary, but I'm glad Trump won. At least we get like a change in the White House or something. At least you'll get like an atmosphere change or something, and we'll bring something different to the table. And we'll, like every other American here, we'll just roll with it and see how he does. We can't judge him yet. The man's not even in the White House yet. He's gonna be in the White House in, as the time I'm filming this, 7 days. So let's see how he does. And if he does great, he does great. If he does crap, we'll say he does crap. So, let's just roll with it.
So, title of this video, are Trump protesters overreacting? No. In the wake of the impending Trump presidency, I hear a lot of people saying things like, give Trump a chance.
Yeah, you should give him a chance because the man's not even in office yet. You haven't seen what he's done. So at least give the man a chance to prove himself. Come on.
This is how democracy works. SJWs are the reason that Trump was elected in the first place.
Yes, that is how democracy works. We vote for a president based on like the total vote and like the electoral college, and it's based. Yeah, that is how democracy works. Basically, we vote for who's going to be in charge of America, the U.S. It's not a dictatorship. So basically, yeah, this is how democracy works. And yes, you SJWs and every single feminist over there are the reason he won. You kept saying he was a racist, he was homophobic, he was this, he was that. He said he was wrong for that tape that he made to grab on his vagina, which that's just locker room talk in the beginning. But yeah, you're the reason that he did win because you guys say he's homophobic, he's racist, he's sexist, he's this, he's that. Basically, you're the reason he won, and that encouraged more people to go vote for him just to piss you guys off if he did win. So yeah, you are the reason that he won and he got elected in the White House. Plus, the American people decided as well.
So us saying that racism exists and is a problem, and calling out that racism by educating others.
Racism. You're calling racism that doesn't even exist and like Trump didn't even do. You kept saying basically false things about him that he didn't even do. So he was racist towards this, he was racist towards that. You call that racism that doesn't exist is basically like grabbing like clouds out of the thin air and like basically you're grabbing onto nothing and you're grasping onto nothing. So basically you were just whining about anything that he did. And like I said, you whining about everything encourage more people to go vote for him so he can piss you guys off. Like I said, if he won, which he did, and you were royally pissed off, mission succeeded. Mission succeeded, you guys. You're the reason he got in, plus the American people as well. Like I said. So mission succeeded, guys. I hope you're happy with yourselves.
Led to you electing a racist?
You shut your mouth!
That makes sense. So if you're watching this video, then you may or may not be familiar with another video I put up shortly after Trump was elected called If You Voted for Trump. That was a way
I was aware of that video, and now since she plugged her own video, I'm gonna plug my own video too. I'm gonna give you guys a screenshot of my video that I made on the whole Trump election thing. It's gonna be in the link in the description below, guys. If you want to check that out and give my full opinion on this whole Trump winning the election thing. So shameless plug here.
For me to get out my emotions and kind of echo a lot of similar emotions that I saw people around.
In other words, she's just gonna whine because like the election didn't go her way and it hurt her precious fifis. Basically, what she's saying, she's acting out on her. Basically, she's whining because precious Hillary didn't win. You know, the corrupt criminal didn't win the whole election thing. Like I said, I didn't vote for neither Hillary nor Trump. I was neutral, but I already knew that basically Hillary was corrupt and she was suspicious from the beginning. So basically, she was just basically whining that video and saying, "Oh, Trump won. I didn't get my way, so it hurts my fifis." Yeah.
Around me also expressing. I think a lot of people are afraid right now, and I don't think that that fear is irrational.
Yes, that fear is irrational because like it's just basically fear mongering that you're doing. That fear you have is just fear mongering, and that is irrational fear. Now that is an irrational fear that you have. Trump is not Hitler, okay? Yeah, like I said, the man hasn't even gotten in, stepped foot onto the White House carpet, and you're already judging him. The man hasn't done anything yet. Wait till the man does something, then we can judge him. Until then, don't judge him.
I turn on the news and I see horrifying images of people being decimated in Aleppo. The CIA has literally confirmed that Russia interfered in our election. And apparently China has some nukes that it's just been showing off. It's a really scary political climate right now, and I don't think that people being afraid of what this upcoming presidency might mean is misplaced at all.
It is misplaced, Marina. Basically, it's misplaced fear mongering, like I said before. Um, do I admit like China looks a little scary with the nukes? Yeah, that is scary for the U.S. But your fear, like the SJW fear, is basically misplaced and misguided because you follow like the other media that says, "Oh, we're gonna be in trouble because of Trump's gonna be president." The man hasn't even stepped foot in the White House, like I said before. So how can you say, "Oh, we're gonna be in trouble already"? He hasn't even stepped foot in the White House. So you really need to knock it off with that.
I got a lot of harassment and anger and hate in the comments of my Trump video, and that was partially because a certain angry atheist on the internet with 1 million followers.
Calling out the amazing atheist. If you're gonna call somebody out, Marina, don't be a wuss. Just say his name. We know who you're talking about, Marina. If you're gonna call him out, dude. Don't be a wuss about it. Seriously. If it's TJ, say TJ. And when TJ made that video, he did nothing wrong. Basically, he debunked your whole argument, essentially. And you were just angry and upset that he did. So, if you're gonna make, like, say, oh, is an atheist with 1 million followers or another, just say TJ, because we all know who you're talking about. Also, the saying all the harassment that you see, all the trolls basically that you receive, it's basically it was warranted because you made some stupid claims in that video. You basically just whining, just pouring off your fifis because like Hillary didn't win, so it was warranted. So you already knew if you made that kind of video saying that kind of stupid crap, it's gonna happen. So you intentionally asked for it and you got the result and you didn't like it, so you have to live with it.
Made a response to that. But also, I think because it was a pretty emotional video and I didn't get to articulate why I felt that way, people just kind of made a lot of assumptions. So I wanted to take the time to explain why it is that I'm afraid.
Oh boy, we're gonna get into the 7 reasons why she's afraid. The whole thing of this whole video. Let's go going, guys. We get into the meat. Let's dive right in.
Okay, so let's start with everything Trump has said. So, starting off strong already. I mean, historically speaking, requiring populations that you've systematically primed your supporters to hate and fear to register for
Fear. Basically to keep an eye out and watch out, make sure nothing's going wrong. It's not the fear, it's basically to keep an eye out and watch out and see what's going on because of what's happened in the US over the past year or few years or so with those kind of things. So it's basically just to keep an eye on them, not really to fear, just keep it like a close lookout, like you're watching with a pair of binoculars, like keep a close lookout on the kind of thing. So why you saying that they're fearing them is again, once again, wrong and stupid, and you need to knock it off.
a special list so it's easier to target them is not
Once again, not target, just to keep a special eye on and keep a close eye on, not target.
a great sign. There was Proclamation 2537, which required Japanese, Italian, and German people to register with the Department of Defense. And following that, Japanese people were put into internment camps.
Your argument basically right now, you're comparing a Muslim registry where we just keep a special eye on them to a Japanese internment camp. Those are two completely different things. Those are apples and oranges. At the time, President Roosevelt wanted to keep like the Japanese in the internment camps. Were they right? No, of course not. They were completely wrong. But he was doing it out of their America's safety. He was doing that at the time because we are at war with Japan. So for you to compare a Muslim registry, we just keep an eye on them and not do anything to them, just to keep a special eye on them, to internment camps where Japanese were literally in like these like cell block prisons. It's stupid and it doesn't fit at all. So, oh boy. Next clip.
Which was fun. And what was that other list? God, I just feel like I'm missing something.
Do you believe in punishment for abortion? Yes or no, as a principle?
The answer is that there has to be some form of punishment.
For the woman?
Yeah, there has to be some form.
Donald Trump, America's sexist, overbearing father who not so secretly thinks his daughter is kind of hot.
I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her. You know.
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. Stop. You know what?
The next one is a big one, a cornerstone of Donald Trump's presidential campaign, and it's almost as big as the wall he wants to build to keep out a growing list of marginalized communities.
It's not to keep out like marginalized communities. It's basically to keep out any potential terrorists that might come into this country and hurt the U.S. That's what it's for. It's not to keep out marginalized people. I'm aware that not every single person that's in that group is a terrorist, but there is one bad apple that spoils it all for them. So you got to keep out the potential ones, and you got to keep a close eye on it. That's what the wall's for, to keep out potential terrorists, man. And it's actually helping the U.S. instead of hurting the U.S.
Such as immigrants, Muslims, Rosie O'Donnell, and I'm sure he'll come up with something else next.
That's cancer! Have you ever heard of cancer?
Even more so than Trump himself, who is basically requiring extra tutoring from Obama because he, quote, is surprised at the scope of the president's duties.
How dare he ask a past president to how to do the president's duties? Ooh, okay, so what? He has to ask Obama how to do the president's duties because it's literally his first time in the White House. I'm pretty sure Obama had to ask Bush how to do the president's duties as well because since it was his first time in the White House. I mean, come on, are you serious? This is literally a point right now. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for help. That's what they always told you in school. If you don't know what you're doing, ask for help. That's basically what Trump is doing. He's asking that from Obama to show what the president's duties are. Because like he saw like the scope of the president's duties. He's like, oh man, I need help with this before I mess up. So basically that's all it is.
What scares me even more are the people that he's choosing to surround himself with. Reince Priebus, who sounds like a real-life Disney villain, is Trump's pick for
Ooh, snappy comeback. Really?
chief of staff. He assures us that the Trump administration is not interested in a registry for Muslims, but it worries me that they had to dispel that rumor in the first place.
Dispel the rumor because people like CNN, Huffington Post, ABC, all the news networks are basically saying that. That's the reason they have to dispel that rumor. It's because all the news media outlets, as soon as they see a story, they're gonna latch onto it as soon as they can, quick to get them ratings and get them ratings up. Get them ratings up before they're all fired. So that's basically why they have to dispel that rumor in the first place.
Well, not so much a rumor as it was a direct quote from Trump himself, or Trump's national security advisor, who once said, "Fear of Muslims is rational."
All that's gone on in the past year in America, yeah, it is an irrational fear. I don't blame some people if they are scared. I don't blame them. What's going on? I am aware. Not all of them do that, but it is a rational fear to have because of what is going on, like in America with all like the bombings, the school, the shootings, everything that's going on essentially, and just recently what happened at Ohio State last year. So there is reason to fear. So it's not irrational at all, or it's not racist either.
Is it though?
Yes.
Priebus did, however, say that he would like to put a freeze on immigration from areas where terrorists are from.
Good. He's a smart man. Very good, very good, very good. Smart man.
So you mean... Well, what about... Oh, I have one.
Oh, how about... And also...
Steve Bannon, who has been appointed as chief White House strategist and has been referred to by the media as homophobic, anti-Semitic, and a white nationalist, which in this day and age is really just a euphemism.
So do you have proof of any of that you just said, or are you just going to believe the media that just reports on anything they grab onto? Do you have any proof of that? Do you have any links to articles that he said that in the description or anything like that? Unless you have links in the description to like an article or something that he said that, I'm not going to believe your claims. I'm going to call your claims false, and you're bashing a person that doesn't even deserve bashing.
For neo-Nazi. But let's give this guy a chance. How do we really know that he's that bad at being a person?
True. Let's give this guy a chance. Let's see. Let's see what your claims are.
He was charged with domestic violence, battery, and dissuading a witness from testifying by his ex-wife, who also stated under oath that he refused to send his children to a school with, quote, too many Jews. Nah,
Doesn't sound like anti-Semitic. It's not like he said screw Jews or something. Screw Jews. Screw those money grabbing idiots or something. It's not like he said he says with too many Jews. Okay, that's out of pocket, but that's not anti-Semitic at all. It's really not. So, what's your point here?
doesn't sound anti-Semitic at all. He's also executive chairman for Breitbart News, which is a website I had not heard of until recently, and I wish that I could go back to that place of ignorance. Breitbart once published an article titled, "There is no hiring bias against women."
I don't think there is a hiring bias against women at all. There really isn't. You see a lot more women in the workforce, a lot more women and men in the workforce nowadays. So there really is no hiring bias against women. Employers don't say, oh, look at the application. Oh, she's a woman? Nah, just throw it out. No, they don't do that. They would get in serious trouble if they did that. So there is no hiring bias against women. What is that? Oh no, we got a 1.2 on the trigger Richter scale. Man, it's going off the charts. Get the battle stations! Get the battle stations! Quick! Duck and cover! We got a trigger person in the house! We got a trigger person in the house!
They just suck at interviews. Bannon.
Yeah, obviously, if you suck at interviews, you're not going to get the job. That's pretty much obvious in a job world. If you suck in an interview, you're not going to get a job or a call back. So how's it saying you suck at interviews really offensive at all? It's really not.
Credits himself with steering the news site into a more alt-right and nationalistic Nazi.
You said Nazi. The website says nothing about him being a Nazi. So you said Nazi. Basically, you're making an assumption and like slandering his character when you don't even know he has any ties to them whatsoever. You're just making baseless accusations.
Direction. Sorry, I just got a little something. Even
I also call it a little something. It's called cancer. Basically, I caught it throughout this whole video. That's basically what I caught. A little something in my throat there. I'm not feeling too well.
Glenn Beck, who is known for his conservatism and anti-political correctness, referred to Bannon as a, quote, nightmare. According to Glenn Beck, Bannon has a clear tie to white nationalists. He's a guy that wants to tear the system down and wants to replace it with a new system.
First, you're gonna listen to Glenn Beck. Seriously, the guy has no credibility whatsoever. And second, can you keep your floating cattail out of the shot? If something interferes with your shot, re-record the shot. Do not have it in the video where it's obvious. I love cats myself, but don't have the cattail in the video, okay? Just a reminder.
Which isn't a bad thing in and of itself. Perhaps he might design a better system. Well, according to KKK leader David Duke, Bannon is basically creating the ideological aspects of where we're going. Can you say yikes?
Maybe, but like I said, you don't have any evidence that he has any ties to the guy whatsoever, to the KKK leader David Duke. Like you said, you don't have any evidence that he has any ties to him at all. So basically, again, you're just making baseless accusations and saying things out of thin air. You have no evidence that he has any ties to them. You have none. You have no evidence, show no articles, show not one picture where he's taking a picture of the guy and like hugging him at least, like, hey, how you doing? No, you haven't shown one thing, so I'm gonna have to call your evidence completely false.
Bannon once told women who were receiving targeted harassment and threats online to just log off and
Yes, that's exactly what you do if you're receiving harassment online. You just log off and turn off the computer. Exactly. That man is smart. I like that. That's exactly what you do. Just unplug the computer and log off.
and to stop screwing up the internet for men. Perhaps the most sinister thing that Bannon or any human person has ever said was, "Darkness is good. Dick Cheney, Darth Vader, Satan, that's power. It only helps us when liberals get it wrong, when they're blind to who we are and what we are doing." Then his eyes glazed over, a sinister smile crept across his lips, and he started burning actual puppies alive.
Making this guy to sound like a regular superhero villain or something. I'm pretty sure that's not who the guy is, and you're just probably exaggerating the whole thing. Like, yikes. Can you exaggerate any more about the guy when you don't even know anything, when you haven't shown any proof, evidence? That thing, evidence. If you've shown evidence throughout this video, then yes, I would have said you were right. But no, I can't say you were right because you haven't shown any solid, decent evidence. I'm sorry, you haven't. I'm not gonna believe your claims and I just magically fall into your lap. Also, the man was being sarcastic. Can you not tell sarcasm? Obviously you can't.
Like, not only is he comparing himself to Darth Vader, you know, everyone's favorite fictional hero,
Sarcasm.
but he's also literally warning liberals to watch out for him. Honestly, I could go on and on about all of the horrible shit that Steve Bannon has said and done, but then I wouldn't have time for the next person, who is arguably maybe even more horrible. Mike Pence.
I'm gonna say that I trust Pence all that much. I'm a little worried about Mike Pence. Yeah, I am. But he's not the president. Trump is. So Mike Pence doesn't really have that much power. Not as much as Trump does. So you don't really have to worry about him because he's a vice president. He doesn't. It's not like he's a president or something. So am I worried about him? Yes, but he's a vice president, so he's really not going to do much outside of go along with whatever Trump says, essentially.
Just all of it. The whole thing. Some of his greatest hits include advocating for the reversal of laws put into place to prevent discrimination on the basis of sexual orientation, and encouraging people to electrocute the hell out of gay kids until maybe they turn straight.
Like I said, he doesn't have as much power as Trump does, so he's not going to do that. Yes, am I worried about what he said? Sure, of course. But like I said, it's not like he's the president or something, so I'm not as worried as I should be about him. I'm only worried about like this much because he's not the freaking president. If he was the president, I would have a major worry about it, but I really don't that much. So, just move on. You can't reverse laws that are already in place that the Supreme Court already put in place. The Supreme Court has different power than the White House does, so they can't really reverse anything. Even if they try, they're not going to be successful. So stop worrying about that. So they're not going to be successful. Try to reverse any law at all.
Vladimir Putin, who literally interfered with the results of our election.
I need to show you the earlier clip where it proved that the White House had failure proving that Russia interfered with the election at all. Do I need to show you that clip again?
That's it. That's all I gotta say about that. Pretty self-explanatory. Honestly, that's it. I'm fucking done. There's a lot more I could say, and there are a lot more,
Please don't. I've endured enough. This was my punishment. I endured enough. Please don't say any more. Not at all.
really concerning things about the Trump presidency, but for the sake of my own sanity, I'm just gonna stop. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. Also, this is completely voluntary, but if you would like to help support this channel and Feminist Fridays, then please consider donating to my Patreon page, which will be linked below.